an elf untouched by time's urgency, a witness to endings that others called beginnings. For heroes had returned in triumph, their names carved into songs and stone. Himmel, the shining blade of hope, whose smile could make even dusk believe in dawn. Heiter, a priest who laughed with wine on his breath, yet carried faith like an unbreakable shield. Eisen, stone-hearted and steadfast, a warrior whose silence spoke louder than war cries. Together they had saved the world. But for Frieren, it was only 10 years. 10 years. A fleeting sigh. In the life of one who walks centuries, like stepping stones across a quiet river. She watched them celebrate, watched them laugh, watched them age, and did not yet understand that time was not equal for those who shared it. Another journey, she thought. There will always be more. But time does not wait. For those who do not notice it passing, years fell like leaves in autumn, uncounted, unnoticed, until the day, the sky itself seemed to mourn. Himmel lay beneath a fading sun, a hero no longer carried by legend, but by memory, and for the first time, Frieren felt it, not the loss of a comrade, but the weight of a moment she had not held tightly enough. Tears came slowly, like rain in a land that had forgotten storms. Why, she wondered, do I not know him better? Why had she not listened longer, stayed closer, felt deeper? For what is eternity, if it is spent, letting moments slip through open hands? And so, at the end of one journey, she began another, not to defeat a king, nor to save a world, but to understand what it means to cherish one. Across lands now quiet with peace, she walked once more, not as a distant observer, but as a seeker of something unseen. Memories, connections, meaning. Beside her came new footsteps. Fern, a girl raised in the shadow of loss, yet reaching toward a future she dared to believe in. And Stark, a warrior who feared his own strength, yet stood firm when it mattered most. They were not legends, not yet, but they were real. And this time, Frieren paid attention. Magic bloomed not just in battle, but in small, fleeting wonders. A flower that only opened once a year, a spell to warm tea in winter, a moment shared without purpose, yet filled with meaning. This, she began to learn, is what I missed. For life is not measured in centuries or victories, but in the quiet moments between them. Still, the world had not forgotten darkness entirely. Echoes of war lingered, shadows of demons whispered in forgotten places. And when battle came, Frieren stood, not as she once had, but changed, stronger not in power, but in purpose. Each spell she cast carried memory, each step she took carried understanding. She was no longer walking alone. Through time, she was walking with it. And sometimes, in the hush between winds, she would remember, a smile beneath a summer sky, a voice calling her name, a hero who believed in her, even when she did not understand why. Himmel, not just a memory now, but a guide, a light that did not fade. With his passing, people are not gone, she realized, not if they are remembered, not if their kindness echoes in the lives they touched. And so she walked, through forests older than kingdoms, across ruins that whispered of forgotten ages, under skies that changed, while she remained, but she was no longer unchanged. For in learning to remember, she learned to feel. In learning to feel, she learned to care. And in caring, she found something even eternity could not give her before. Meaning. So sing not just of the hero who slays the demon king, but of the one who walks after, who learns that the end of a journey is not its greatest moment, but the beginning of understanding why it mattered. This is the story of Frieren, an elf who outlived time, yet finally learned how to live within it. And somewhere, beyond the journey's end, a quiet voice still lingers, carried on the wind. Take your time, for even eternity is made of moments.